Welcome back, everyone. Today we are going to get stuck into eToro and how that platform works. It's going to be a very simple guide. It's going to be very swift, and I'm going to help navigate you through that platform from the very start to the very end, starting with the menu on the left and working through each section, looking into the portfolios and the history and everything you need to know to get stuck in. So let's start on the homepage. On the top left here, you've got the current amount you have in your account. And then you've got your daily gains, okay? As it said there, that it updates since 1 a.m., okay? So you can always expect this to update from 1 o'clock in the morning, okay? You can change this from the 1 week to the 1 month, to the 3 month, to the 6 month, whatever you like. Just remember, when you add money into this account, it will affect these stats. You can see where I place money in here, it has changed this figure quite drastically. I have very recently come to learn that adding 1,000 or 2,000, say, on the first of every month, or however much you want to put in, is the best thing to do on eToro, and it will not make your stats so sporadic. So this is how the stats work here. When you scroll down, you've got trending high dividend assets on the eToro, so you can have a look through. Really, really useful if you do want to get into something else. You'll also see your current interest on your cash balance. So I've got 3,000 in cash, just earning interest. It's not a lot of interest, 1% APY, but you have the cash there just so you know what you got available. I like to keep cash on hand just in case there's a dip in the market, then I can pick up some more discounted stocks, basically. On the right-hand side, you've got your big movers. Very good to know. This is all from your portfolio as well. So there you go. I've got my watch list and my portfolio in there. You can just have one if you want. You don't have to have the two. Okay. You've then got some investors that have outperformed the SPX 500 here as well. Honestly, don't really use that. It's good to identify other copy traders though. If you really do want to have a little look and get sneaky and what are you doing today? Then you can look into that. Now, one of the main reasons I love eToro is for the community. It's really interesting to talk to other people and find out what they're doing. Here, you can write your thoughts. You can put anything you like in here. Now, when you write something, when you want to tag a certain stock, you do your $, and then you do say Apple, and it will come up with Apple. There you go. That has then tagged Apple as a stock. So anyone that's on the Apple stock feed, underneath that, there's a news feed, and they will see your message in there. And I will show you that shortly as well, okay? So we're going to use Apple as an example today. You can upload different pictures. You can put into place polls. I do love using a poll. You get a lot of feedback. It's great to help gauge the market. Take everything with a pinch of salt, but it can give you a little bit more of an idea of what's going on. I like my polls. It's great for YouTube content because I can test ideas through my polls before actually creating the content. Sneaky, sneaky. So that's very, very useful. No, don't want to recover it. Get away. Here you've got your news feed. You can change this to whatever you like. So whether you want the news feed, English feed, saved posts, popular investors, whatever you like. Okay, so you can see what's going on down here. You can engage. Here's a poll. Perfect example of a poll. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Chocolate. Obviously talking about a little bit of crypto here, but I do love my chocolate ice cream, I have to say. Bravo, Mustang, bravo. Little shout out to you there. So you've got lots of things down here. You've got earning reports, and then we can look into the calendar later as well, okay? But you have everything you need on here, okay? From here, let's move into this section up at the top left where it says gold. Now this is your club tier. Everyone has a different tier. The more money you put into eToro, you will move through the tiers, and each tier has different benefits, okay? So you can see here, I'm a gold tier. I'm nearly at platinum, so close. So once you move up there, you will get more benefits from eToro, okay? So as an example, right now, I have a discount on the exchange fees. I can also WhatsApp my account manager if needed. I've got a dedicated account manager. I've got my interest and my cash, and plus other things. You can look at the next tier and see what you get. No withdrawal fees, FinChat, Wall Street Journal sign up, free insurance, lots and lots and lots of different things. Okay, so really interesting to look into so you know what you can aim for. Okay, here's your contact. So this is your account manager if you're on that tier. So you can email, schedule a meeting, or WhatsApp them. Really useful if you don't know how to use something, or if you've got a problem with the platform, please reach out to your account manager. That is why they are there. A lot of people go to the feed and start venting. Go to your account manager, get some more clarity before you start being a keyboard warrior. I've spoken to mine a few times and I've got an answer pretty damn quickly. The interest on your cash balance, you can turn that off if you want to. I don't know why. I love my cash interest. Why wouldn't I keep that? So you can see what's going on there. eToro card, don't really use that. GBP account, I put mine straight into the USD anyway. So this is an area just to give you a good idea of your tier, okay? From there, on the left-hand side, we have our watch list, okay? You can create whatever watch list you want. So if I go to my portfolio, I like to keep it, my actual portfolio in a watch list. If I click on to say, I haven't got Apple in here. Let's do Berkshire Hathaway. Up here on the right-hand side, you've got this little square box. This is how you add them to your watch list. So you add them to your watch list and, well, hey, they appear straight into the list that you assigned it to. Super simple, super simple. Over here, you can change it to the grids. You can change from stocks to ETFs, whatever you like. It's pretty self-explanatory. You've got lots of little options in here as well. You can set the certain price alerts, delete the watch list. You can go into the pro charts as well and rearrange. It's fairly flexible for you, okay? Now, moving on from the watch list, you have your portfolio. The fun bit where you can find out what you've purchased. Now, in here, you can have a look at what you've got going on at the moment. You can arrange it by your profit and loss. You can arrange it by the asset type, by the price. If you want to change this grid, on the top right, you've got this here. Ooh, customize columns. And you can change these to whichever you like, okay? One thing I will say, maybe eToro has to have a look at this. When you do change this column or you customize the columns, quite often you'll come back and it will be different and it will reset back to what it was. I don't know why. Please, eToro, look into it. So you might every now and then have to come back in and change it back to your original settings. So keep an eye on that. You can also customize by stocks or crypto, whichever you want. Makes it super swift and easy. If you set an order, here you've got your orders. Boom, boom, boom. So I've got, there you go, got an order for Apple sitting in there and CMG. Manual trades are the ones that you've made recently. If you have an order and that order goes through and you're like, where's the order? I want to see it. You can actually have a look in manual trades to see what went through. Basically, easy to navigate, okay? Another very important thing for you to look into is the history. A lot of people don't know about this, funnily enough. You can click on history and see all the trades that you've decided to close down. As you can see here, I decided to close down my crypto today because I'm just had enough of it. I don't want to be involved with crypto anymore. I want something more stable. You can change the history here from 30 days to 1 year if you really want to. Show more and keep going through it. You can go on for as long as you like. Now, if you want to dig into your statistics in more detail, everyone loves some data and some stats. On the top right, you have this here, or you can click on your name in the top left and it will take you through to your statistics. So this is what a lot of the public will see as well, unless you set your profile to private. Okay, so in January, I did 6.42% in gains. Okay, you can see here in 2024, it was a bit sporadic. I was going through a lot of learning. Crypto ruined me. December was bad for everyone. So I had a 0.02% gain for all of 2024. Okay. Ironically enough, if you look at my history is actually 16% in profit. So pretty good. Moving down here, you've got a breakdown of what you're invested in. So I'm 92.8% in stocks at the moment. Okay. I'm also 7.2% in crypto. If you really want, you can dig into this and look at the sector. So I'm mostly IT, a little bit in healthcare, some industrials, some consumer, and a mixture of other bits and bobs, okay? You've got the exchanges, and then you've got the actual country as well. Most of mine is based in the US, okay? So you can break that down and dig into that in a little bit more detail if you need to. Portfolio risk, this section here is really important. If you do want to be a PI, you have to keep your portfolio risk as low as you possibly can, okay? So you can click on your risk score and it will tell you exactly what your score is at the moment. So mine has been a max of 5. It's currently on a risk of 4. You can also look at your max drawdowns. So a drawdown is how much your portfolio has dropped in that period of time. So my maximum one-day drop in my portfolio was 4.64% down. The maximum for the week, 7.42%, and the maximum yearly has been 14.67%. Okay, so this is a really good a good thing to look at if you're quite risk averse. So you'll find that some PIs just invest in ETFs and their yearly max drawdown will actually be quite low, which is fantastic. If you're investing in stocks, expect that to be a lot higher, depending on the stocks you obviously invest in. Also with the risk, remember, crypto will be much more risky. So your score is going to be higher. MSTR is basically Bitcoin. It's really risky. Same as 𝗟𝗧', really high as well. So the more crypto you have, the higher your risk score is naturally going to be. Moving to the right, we have the compare portfolio. So you can compare yourself to the SPX 500. You can have a better understanding of how well you're performing to that. Everyone usually performs or compares themselves to the SP 500. You can change that to something else if you want to, just to dig into that in a little bit more detail to see how you are comparing. As you can see, this is your copiers. If you are a PI, I have 0 at the moment, but I promise you I will have some soon. So if you are a copier, you can see how that's working and how many you have coming on board. You've then got your dividend yield. This is really interesting to look into if you are into dividends, to make sure that keeps going or growing, as well as something I love. Well done, eToro. The 47 assets that are giving you your dividends. And you can actually look at the portfolio weight and the yield that each of them have. So really, really, really useful if that is something that you're interested in, as well as giving you their payout. How often do they pay? NVO is semi-annual, really frustrating. But if you can, try and find some that are quarterly. That's the usual. So from here, you've got your annual income and you've got your monthly income and your daily income. Don't know why they want to break it down that much, but fantastic. Why not? And you've got some trending dividend stocks that you can invest in. Remember, try not to go over 5%. Anything over 5% is usually a bit of a red flag. Can they pay out that much all the time? Probably not. So try and keep it at an average of 3 to 5%. 2% is fine as well. Then you've got your trading. How many trades have you made in the last 12 months? Your average profit and loss, and how many trades have been profitable. And you can dig into this in a lot more detail as well. As you said, see here, most of mine were crypto, very profitable, but I just don't like the volatility of them, so I'm dumping them off. I want to go just stocks. Also, being a PI, that what I want to be as a PI, the stocks on the crypto is never really something people want to copy you on because it's so volatile. I think a lot of people now want to put their money into something a lot more stable. So I'm ditching this crypto. Sorry, guys and girls, not for me. Then you got some additional stats here at the bottom. Your average holding time, your profitable weeks, anything that you may need if you do want to. You can also click on your overview. It will give you an overview of your portfolio. How many followers you got on the right hand side and how many copiers, and your information section here as well. Once again, if you want to click on your name top left, that will help you access this. Okay, it will show you your top traded, similar traders. Oh, hello, similar trader to me, are you? Very interesting. And a pinned post. If you want to pin a post, these are all of my posts. Click on the dots, pin post, or save post, whichever we want, but pinning it, we'll put it up here. I'm going to be releasing a video soon on me and about my experience, and pinning that here. Really good introduction for people that go to your profile. So something else you can look into. And on the far right here, you've got the chart as well, where you could just look into you in a little bit more detail if you really need to. I don't really use this. I use TradingView. It allows you to dig into the data in a lot more detail, and it gives you a lot of different indicators. If you do want a discount on your subscription, please look into the description below, and there is a link to get a discount from TradingView if you decide to have a little look into that. I use it daily, religiously, setting up alerts and using their indicators. It's a fantastic bit of software. So do look into that if you need to. From here, you can go to Discover. I like this bit. This is where you can have a look into the daily movers, the losses. You can look into their smart portfolios as well. So it allows you to dig into copy traders anyone that's done the live trades and what they're buying. It's really good if you're new to this and you just want to explore. But once again, take everything with a pinch of salt. Do your own homework. Don't just go and blindly start copying people or putting money into the smart portfolios. Do your research first. These are fantastic though. I do like the smart portfolios. As I said, I invest in my own things, but they can point you in the right direction and give you a little bit more understanding of what people are investing in. Well, I say people, the people that put together these actual portfolios. So Chip Tech, for example, you can have a little look into this. You can see what's in the portfolio. Okay, if you love AI, go to this portfolio and it'll give you the top AI stocks at the moment. Look at that. There's loads in there. You can just invest in that. It's basically like an ETF. In a way, it is an ETF. So really interesting. You've also got your stocks, so you can do a full stock search in here if you really want to. Amazing as well. You can look at your ETFs, you can look at your crypto. It's such an amazing bit of kit. I really, really, really like this. It makes it so easy to look for things. Stay away from the Forex stuff. Please, God, you don't need to go in anywhere near it. Commodities, I stay away from as well. They're a bit volatile, but if you want to invest in gold, for example, can be really useful to look at. So yeah, discovery can be fun. If you want to do the copy traders, if you're interested in copying a PI, you can come over here and see the trending investors at the moment. You can also look at the most copied. Old 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦 is smashing it all the time. Really good guy. I've watched a few of his interviews online. So have a scroll through here. Please, everyone out there, oh God, I just knocked the camera. Everyone out there, when you go to the copy traders, do not just blindly copy people. Please look into their history, have a look into their portfolio, have a look at their gains over the years, make sure that they are pulling out some money occasionally. Have a look at how many positions they've actually opened on the stock. If they've had 300% increase on Nvidia and they open that position in 2019, when you copy them, it will open that position now. Now, if that stock starts to drop, then you're stuffed, aren't you? You need to make sure that the PIs that you're investing in are consistently investing. If they invested 5 years ago and they haven't done anything since, and they're just using that high growth to try and get copiers, it's not going to benefit you at all, because you don't know what's going to happen with that stock. If it starts plummeting, you're doomed. If they keep dollar cost averaging or they look for pullbacks in the market, that's what you want. So do your research into the investors properly before you start copying them. But there are some great copiers out there, I have to say. It's been really inspirational. I've loved it. Then you've got your wallet, so you can dig into this in more detail. It's just basically a breakdown of what your portfolio is. A friend of mine said the other day, Ollie, it says 100% invested. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense, blah, 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 blah. This is not 100% invested in the market. This is how much is invested in your e-money account, how much is in your investment portfolio, and how much is in your ISA. So if you've got, say, I don't know, 50% of your things are in your portfolio and 50% is in ISA, this will say 50% investment and 50% ISA, just so you're aware. It can be a bit confusing. Moving on from there, we got our copy trader here, if you really want to snap to it. I love this. I don't think enough people use this. The economic calendar. Fantastic bit of kit. So you can actually have your portfolio in here to understand what is coming up. So it's 25th today. Here we go. Let's see what's coming up next week. GE, dividend payment from GE. Ooh, fantastic. CB, Chubb. So they've got their earnings report. Look at, oh my God, Wednesday is going to be a busy day. These are earning reports for all the companies that I'm currently invested in. Okay. You've got a dividend payment there as well. You've got the interest rate news coming out on Wednesday, so an economic event. And you can see that you've got the European interest rate coming out on the Thursday. So this is really good to have a better understanding of what's happening in that week. So every Monday, I usually take a little look at this. Now, even though you look at this, don't sit there and go, oh my God, no, what do I do? Just enjoy the wave. But be prepared, because if someone has an earning report and it's not fantastic and that stock has a pullback, get ready to put some cash into it. Don't fear it. Don't sit there and go, oh no, I'm going to close it. Buy more. Fantastic. It's a discount. It depends on what that situation is. But if there's, say, a lawsuit on it, FTAI had that recently, be a little bit more wary because you don't know how long that will last for and the stock could plummet. But this is great for you to have a better understanding of what is coming up, okay? From there, you can also invite your friends. I think depending on the country you're in, you can receive a payment for that. In the UK, you don't get one, but you can do that if needed. Withdrawing your funds, I mean, it's fairly self-explanatory, right? So you add the amount in, how much you want to withdraw, and you go through to the next page and you withdraw it. Do be aware, to withdraw funds, you have to withdraw it to the same account that you used to put the money into eToro. You have to use the same one. Some people complain about this. I love it. It means that if someone gets into my account and they're like, I'm going to take his money, they're just going to put it back into my bank account. Fantastic. So for security measures, I personally really like it. I've heard of some people complaining about it, but hey ho, each to their own. You've got all your settings here as well, so you can actually change the display from light to dark. To the system is beta. I haven't used that. Dark's quite cool if you do like that. I prefer the light one. Change the language. You can change, right, okay, something to explain to you guys. You can change the display currency, okay? So if I change this to pound sterling, I keep mine in the dollar. When you come over here to your portfolio, the total cash in pounds will change. So your cash should obviously, in dollars, it won't change. But when it's in pounds, it does change slightly by £1 or £2 over a period of the day. And that is because the FX rate changes. So if you're sitting there going, why is my cash changing? I don't understand. It's because of the FX rate. My friend messaged me the other day and said, what the hell is going on? We dug into it deep and found out it's the FX. So my advice would be keep it in dollar. Makes life a lot simpler, okay? From here, you can change the default login page, home page, watch list, portfolio, whichever one you want. I keep it at home. I mean, I like it. Like I'm a simple person. Just give it to me how it is. Leaving settings, you can move into your help and resources. So you have your live chat. You've got the solution. Just look at this, like trade and invest on your way, stocks, copy trade, demo account. You can listen to their podcast they've got going on. It's a complete academy essentially that they've got going on here. Look, here's the academy. It's fantastic. Opens up a separate window. Learn to invest. All about investing. The art of trading. Crypto and blockchain. It is amazing. For an amateur or a newbie who's come in and doesn't know what they're doing, please, God, go through this. I'm shooting myself in the foot here because I'm building a channel on how people can invest and the basics. But, you know, if you're more interested in reading over watching, it's here. Fantastic. So you have everything you need in here as well, okay, on guides and courses and tutorials. You've then got your ISA. Now, if you're in the UK, if you have an ISA, it's essentially tax-free for up to 20,000 per year, okay? So £20,000 is what you're allowed to put in every year, and it's then tax-free. Wonderful. So have a little look into that if you're in the UK. It's very beneficial. I've got a friend who's just set it up now. He's going through that process. So if you want to avoid the tax, go for it. You've then got the wallet app as well. I have the wallet to help me put money into eToro, something to look into because there are fees. And from what I understand, the wallet helps you reduce those fees as well. So do look into that in more detail. Once you upgrade your tier, you then get the Delta app. Delta app allows you to... Oh, sorry. Let me just move this down. The Delta app allows you to look into your stocks in more detail. It comes as part of the tier I'm on now. Gives you the why the stock's moving, what the situation is, gives you news updates. I don't use the desktop version, if I'm perfectly honest with you. But what I will say is the app is amazing because it will ping me a message saying, this is what's happening with NVIDIA. This is what's happening with Apple. Perfect. So I like that little update. And down the very bottom here, you've got your deposit funds and you've got your switch to virtual. If you want to try things out and test new strategies, just go into virtual, give it a go. It's always easier to test things. Like if you want to get involved with commodities and you're like, I don't know if they're any good, go to virtual and test it. Let's move to buying a stock. Okay, so let's put in Apple, what we said at the beginning. Let's play around with Apple. Here you go. Hello, Apple. How are you? Okay, so here we got Apple and the chart and the market cap and everything you need. The upcoming events on the right-hand side. Their price target is 219. Ooh, down. Interesting. Keep an eye on that, everyone. And the analyst forecast. So I don't really look at this, if I'm honest with you. I do my own analysis, but it's good to know that it's there if you want to use it to your own benefits. Go for it. You can then dig into this chart in a little bit more detail. You've got the analysis here as well if you want to dig into the financials, how many people are buying it, how many are holding, how many are selling, and the projections in here as well, which could be very useful. You then got the analyst names as well. Look, you've got really interesting stuff in here that you can use. I would dig into this in more detail if you want to, okay? Lots of insider transactions of what's happening. Really powerful bit of kit here, everyone. You've then got the news for Apple of what's going on here as well. Perfect. And you've got their financials. So if you do want to do some fundamental analysis and understand the balance sheet of Apple or any other company, you've got that information here if you need to. It's all under one roof and it's free. Everyone loves free stuff. So we now want to buy Apple. Simple. Watch this. Up on the top right hand corner, you have a trade button. Click it. You've then got the amount. Say you want to do, I don't know, $100. This is how many shares, 0.44, you will get for the $100. You could switch that to shares. I wouldn't. Just do it by the actual monetary value. Much easier. The stop loss. So if it hits a certain stop loss amount, say 5%, 10%, whatever you want to do, you can actually use a stop loss there as well. Okay. I don't. I do mine manually if I do need to. You've also got leverage. Stay away from leverage. Everyone in here, stay away from leverage. Leverage is goddamn dangerous. Leverage basically means you're borrowing money. So if it drops by 10% from your 100, it will drop by $10, okay? If you use 2 times leverage, it will drop by $20 out of that 100. Do you understand? So essentially, if you're doing 10 times leverage, you can lose thousands and actually end up owing money to eToro. If you're on 1 times leverage, if it drops by 100%, you will lose £100. You will lose your investment. 10 times investment, 10 times leverage, you're going to end up owing hundreds and hundreds of pounds, dollars, whatever it is, to eToro. So please avoid leverage. Don't go near it. Then you've got your take profit. If you want it to take profit automatically, you can set it to what you want. Okay. You can tell it what account you want it to come from. You've got everything in here, when it opens, what's going on with the market, and then you click buy and you're done. You have just bought Apple stock. Super easy. If you want to open an order is telling the system that you want to buy something at a certain point. You click on limit order. You enter the price at which you would like it to open this trade. So this is the open price. So you say, you know, I want it to open when it hits the price of 223. Then you add that in there, 223. And it will say when this price, which is at 222.79, increases to 223, you will then buy Apple. Okay. So it doesn't mean that you have to buy it right now. You can wait until it increases to a certain point where you're like, right now I want it to buy. So you don't even have to be at the system. You don't have to be at your laptop. It will do it automatically. Really useful. I actually use those because I have an algo, algo being an algorithm, that tells me when to buy stock. And instead of opening that blindly, I actually open it as an order. So that if that stock declined for whatever reason, I haven't lost a lot of money. But if the stock starts to increase, then it will activate my order and I'll open that position. So really useful if you want to use it in that way. You've also got up here shorting. Do not short. Please stay away from leverage. Stay away from shorting. Shorting means that you're essentially predicting that the stock is going to drop. So you will make money if the stock drops. But if the stock goes up, you'll lose money. And as you probably know, stocks can go up forever, which means you owe a lot of money. Stay away from it. You stick to buy, and you stick to 1 times leverage. Done. Please, God, stay away from the rest of it. So there you go. That is how you buy your first ever stock. Below this as well, I mentioned earlier on about the news feed. You have the news in here as well, but here is the news feed. So anything that you post, Trump's meme coin, hilarious. Anything you post and tag a stock will appear in here. Here we go. Apple tagged. See that? Wonderful. So this guy here has tagged Apple and it's appearing. He's actually commented on the big earnings report this week coming up, which I mentioned earlier on in the earnings calendar. That is going to be big. It's going to be a very volatile week. I can't wait. It's going to be a roller coaster, people. So you got everything in there as well. Look, this is someone that has recently opened a trade for Apple. So you can look at what other people are actually trading here as well. So really, really, really useful. If you need any other advice on that, please do let me know. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So that is your highlight or your quick crash course in eToro. If there is anything I have missed, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll help you as much as I possibly can. It's a fairly self-explanatory platform. You can Google anything you need to help guide you. There are other YouTube videos out here that dig into certain things in more detail, like depositing money. That is a video I will do separately soon of how to actually deposit your funds. But as I said, look, deposit funds is really simple. But there are obviously some small fees that you need to be aware of in there as well. Okay. But once that money's in there, start trading and have fun, everyone. Once again, if you have any questions, please comment below. Give me a subscribe. The more subscribers I get, the more I can post videos like this. The more you comment, the more engagement, because the algorithm will pick me up. So please comment below so I can help you as much as I can, and enjoy the start of your investing journey. Love it. Take care, everyone.